The news of another possible stimulus check has caught the attention of millions of Americans, especially seniors and those who rely on Social Security benefits. The idea of a $1,000 direct deposit reaching eligible recipients within just 24 hours has created excitement, but also many questions. People want to know if this is real, how it would work, and what it would mean for their financial stability in the coming months. In a time when living costs continue to rise, the possibility of quick relief provides hope and reassurance to families who are struggling to keep up with everyday expenses. Social Security beneficiaries, including retirees, survivors, and individuals receiving disability benefits, are often at the center of discussions about direct aid. Because their income is fixed and often limited, many seniors feel the burden of inflation more sharply than others. The promise of an additional $1,000 payment could make a significant difference in covering rent, utilities, groceries, or medical bills. For many older adults, even a modest one-time payment can provide a buffer against debt or late payments. This is why updates on stimulus checks remain such an important topic within this community. The concept of delivering a payment within 24 hours is linked to the efficiency of modern banking systems. Today, most federal benefits, including Social Security, are already deposited electronically into recipients' accounts through direct deposit. This process is fast, secure, and eliminates the delays associated with mailing paper checks. If an additional $1,000 stimulus were approved, it could likely be distributed the same way, allowing the funds to appear quickly in the accounts of eligible individuals. For those who do not use direct deposit, prepaid debit cards or mailed checks would be alternatives, though those methods would naturally take longer. The eligibility rules for such a payment would play a major role in determining who benefits. In past stimulus programs, the federal government often targeted individuals with Social Security, SSI, and SSDI benefits to ensure that those living on limited or fixed incomes received support. However, details always depend on the legislation that is passed. Factors such as income level, filing status, and dependency status may influence who qualifies. For example, higher-income retirees might not be eligible, while lower- and middle-income individuals would be prioritized. The intention is usually to reach those who need relief the most. Beyond seniors, millions of other Americans would be watching for updates as well. Workers who have faced job instability, parents managing the high cost of childcare, and individuals struggling with rising food and energy prices all stand to benefit from a direct payment. A $1,000 deposit is not a long-term solution, but it can provide meaningful short-term relief. Many families use such payments to catch up on bills, reduce credit card balances, or simply make sure that there is enough money for essentials. The speed of distribution would be a critical factor in determining how useful the payment is in addressing urgent financial needs. Some people worry about how another stimulus payment might affect Social Security in the long run. The reassurance is that direct payments like these are separate from Social Security funding. They are financed by congressional approval and do not reduce or take away from regular monthly Social Security benefits. Seniors would continue to receive their usual payments without interruption. The stimulus would simply serve as an additional deposit, much like the previous rounds of checks that were sent during the pandemic. Public reaction to the possibility of fast stimulus checks has been mixed. For those in need, the idea of $1,000 arriving quickly feels like a lifeline. At the same time, there are concerns about inflation and how injecting more money into the economy might affect prices. Economists often debate whether direct payments help more than they harm, but for the people waiting to pay overdue bills or buy necessary medications, the immediate impact is clear. Relief is often seen not just in numbers, but in the peace of mind it brings. Technology and government systems make it possible for payments to reach people faster than ever before. If lawmakers approve a new stimulus plan with the promise of 24-hour deposits, the infrastructure is already in place to make it happen. Millions of Americans already depend on direct deposit every month for Social Security and other benefits. That same system could be used for a one-time deposit, reducing administrative costs and ensuring quick delivery. What remains uncertain is whether such a program will pass and when it might be implemented. Many seniors and families are asking what they should do in the meantime, while waiting for any official news about a possible stimulus payment. The most important step is to rely only on trusted sources of information such as the Social Security Administration, the Internal Revenue Service, or other official government websites. These agencies are responsible for distributing benefits and would be the first to share updates about new payments if they were approved. Checking news reports is also helpful, but government websites provide the most accurate details, especially when it comes to eligibility and timelines. Staying informed through reliable channels prevents confusion and helps people make better financial decisions. Unfortunately, times of financial uncertainty also attract scammers who try to take advantage of people's hopes. Scammers often create fake phone calls, emails, or text messages promising quick stimulus checks or special sign-up opportunities. They may pretend to represent the IRS or Social Security, asking for private details like Social Security numbers, bank account information, or even small processing fees. These requests are always red flags. Real payments from the government are automatic and do not require extra steps to apply, pay money, or provide personal data beyond what is already on file. By remembering that no one from the government will ask for these details over the phone or email, seniors and families can protect themselves from fraud. Being cautious, deleting suspicious messages, and never sharing personal information with strangers are simple steps that make a big difference. The hope for a new stimulus check reflects the larger economic reality that many Americans are experiencing right now. Everyday costs continue to rise, and families are finding that their paychecks or monthly benefits no longer stretch as far as they once did. Groceries, utilities, housing, and medical care are some of the biggest concerns. Seniors on fixed incomes often feel the squeeze the hardest because they cannot increase their income the way working households sometimes can. Even an extra $1,000 would bring some relief, helping people cover overdue bills or stock up on essentials. For older adults, this money might mean fewer painful choices between buying medication or paying for food. For parents, it could mean catching up on rent, school supplies, or childcare expenses. For workers, it might cover transportation costs, car repairs, or debt payments. While no single payment can erase financial struggles, even temporary help provides breathing room during difficult times. The possibility of receiving a deposit within 24 hours highlights how urgent the need has become. In the past, stimulus checks were sometimes delayed by weeks because of processing or mailing times. Now, with direct deposit systems already in place, relief could be delivered almost instantly to millions of people if new payments were approved. This speed matters because many households are already living paycheck to paycheck and cannot wait weeks for assistance. Quick distribution allows families to address immediate needs, whether that means paying utility bills to avoid shutoff, filling a prescription, or keeping up with rising grocery costs. The promise of fast relief is one of the main reasons so many people are paying attention to this discussion. The timeline for any final decision, however, remains in the hands of policymakers. Stimulus programs are created through congressional approval and must go through debates, votes, and agreements before becoming law. Discussions about direct payments often rise during periods of economic uncertainty, such as high inflation, job losses, or financial instability. While no outcome is guaranteed, the fact that lawmakers are considering options shows there is awareness of the financial strain millions of people are facing. These conversations are not just about numbers on a budget. They reflect real concerns about families who are struggling to make ends meet. As people wait for clearer answers, the best approach is to stay patient but prepared. If payments are eventually approved, they would likely be processed through the same reliable systems used for Social Security and past stimulus checks. This means that most eligible individuals would not have to do anything extra to receive their money. The direct deposit would simply appear in their accounts, just as their monthly benefits do. For those who normally receive paper, checks, or debit cards, payments would take a little longer but would still arrive automatically. Knowing this in advance can help reduce anxiety and prevent people from falling for scams that claim they must sign up or apply to get their money. Disclaimer: this content is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial, legal, or official government advice. At the time of writing, no new $1,000 stimulus payment has been officially approved, and details about eligibility, timing, or distribution are subject to change based on government decisions. Readers are encouraged to verify all information directly through trusted sources, such as the Social Security Administration, SSA, the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, or official government announcements. Be cautious of scams, as legitimate stimulus payments are automatic and never require fees, personal information, or special applications.